I'm just about to do the final cut of this rather large limb from a tree, as big as my hand, so maybe 100 mil. I cut it in about 7 stages to get it back to here, just because it's dangerous to deal with really big trunks and it can tear as well. The angle of the cut is very important to help the tree regrow and cover up this big wound. You want the bark from the main trunk here. You need that bark now to grow back over this hole. You don't try and just cut the parallel to the main trunk of the tree and chop this whole sort of collar and shoulder off. That would be a bad idea because you'd be cutting into the bark of the main tree. You need to leave this little collar. You can see there's nice healthy tree bark just above that, and then you cut this one down here, leaving this little collar here. If that's too long and there's a stump, that will the main tree bark will never grow up over it. If you cut too close into this main trunk, then it will leave a gaping hole and that won't heal either. Here's the finished cut. You see we've got the little shoulder socket intact, just protruding a little bit from the main trunk. And if we've done that right, then over the next year or two, a couple of years, it may take 5 years for a big cut like this, the main bark of the main branch will just slide over the top of that cut and seal it off, and there'll be no question of any rot getting into the tree. Just a little socket is protruding there, and we've trimmed right back to that to give it the best chance of healing over. Here's one that's a couple of years old. You can see that the bark is actually growing back over that wound, and that's going to be really successful. Within another year or two it will have totally covered up that wound. And just to get that shape right, see there's a slight protrusion coming out of the main trunk. We left that, we didn't cut into the main trunk at all, but we didn't leave just a stump sticking out either. It's just that right spot, and now it's growing back over that wound very, very nicely. Got to be just right. You have to leave a little bit of a collar, and this one was just right, and the bark is now growing over, and we'll seal that up. Here I probably left just too much of a stub, so you can see the wood is rotting in there, and the bark has not been able to grow over the top. You can't cut directly parallel to the main branch. You do have to leave this little swelling, this little collar, but you can't leave the stub. So this one worked out nicely. That one was probably just a bit too much.